If you're a teacher or tutor looking to attract more students and grow your online tutoring business, you're in for a treat. This week, we're pulling back the curtain and giving you an exclusive look inside of our paid Group Launch Accelerator Program. We're sharing a high-impact, actionable training straight from our private community, usually reserved for our coaching clients. This exclusive session, originally presented by Elliot last November as one of our monthly value bombs, is packed with strategies that you can implement today to start enrolling high-paying online students. Here's a sneak peek at what you're going to learn. First, how to never run out of content ideas so that your marketing as an online tutor stays fresh and engaging. 2, how to turn one piece of content into multiple so that you can maximize your reach across all the different platforms. 3, and how to optimize your social profiles to drive more bookings and make it easier for students to find you online. This is the exact system our top tutors are using to attract consistent, high-paying students without relying on ads. So grab a notebook, take notes, and most importantly, take action. Let's dive in.
So here's what we're covering today: how to never run out of content ideas in your organic marketing strategy to build your brand, spread your message out there to potential clients and students so that you can make more sales, how to turn one piece of content into multiple pieces of content and distribute them across all of your profiles, and then how to optimize your social profiles to drive more bookings and improve your organic acquisition funnel. Okay, so let's just first go through goals with organic and the goals behind it. So if I run you guys through why you should be doing it, a lot of this as well. I attended an event last month in month of October, and picked up a few new things that we perhaps weren't doing with organic that we're really looking to implement as a company ourselves. So I really wanted to get this across to you guys and talk about some of the stuff that we're doing with organic as well, so you guys can really kind of model that and stay on trend. So first of all, just think about it this way: like, organic is helping your branding, right? So if someone visits your profiles, so your social media profiles, let's say that you're running a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad or a YouTube ad, whatever it is, and then they click across. So a lot of the people that actually you think have joined your Facebook group, right, they never actually came into your system through an ad. It's because they saw you running a Facebook ad or whatever, and they click on your profile and they start following your posts, and eventually they're following your page, they end up in your Facebook group. So it feels like they came organically, but actually just running the ads, okay, is exactly what's picking up what I call seeds, right? Like, you're planting seeds, or like every time you get a lead or when you're running an ad, it's getting your message out there. It doesn't mean that people are always going to click on the ad and come in as a lead. They might click the page button. So imagine that. Let's say that you're running an ad and someone then just doesn't even click on your ad to go to your website or into Messenger, wherever you're sending them from the ad. They just click on your profile picture. So they go to your page and then they see that you've got nothing on there. Then, the trust factor goes down obviously immediately because you don't have content on your page. Okay. So that's why you want to have some content. So whether this is Instagram, whether this is Facebook page or your YouTube profile, probably not a lot of you are running YouTube ads. So and you don't really need to focus on perhaps like Instagram and Facebook for the majority of you guys. So that's fine. But ask yourself this: because when you place your ads, it is running on Instagram. If someone was to click your Instagram profile and they went to your page, is your page, your Instagram profile, for example, set up like a magnet where they're going to look at it and, that they're going to immediately say, yes, this person can help me. Yes, this person's an authority. They've got great content on there. And some of you, yes, some of you probably not, right? So trust factor is going to go up for sure if you've got good organic content on your pages. Again, this doesn't mean you need to go crazy and do a ton of posting. That's exactly what you should not do. And we'll go through that in this training. But also at the same time, as you start to grow your businesses, if you've got better content on there, you're going to attract better staff members because you've got a good online presence and they can see your company branding and you've got a strong message. Okay. So increase the sales. So the next thing obviously for organic is increasing sales. Kind of like what I was saying. People who've seen your organic content, they're more likely to close, right? So when you get an organic booking, someone who's come from your organic, where they've been mulling around your Facebook group, they've been watching your profile for a while, there's way more trust because they've been following you, right? They've been consuming what you've put out there. So they've kind of already made a buying decision. Yeah. So you don't really have to go from stranger to client in just like a few days. Yeah. So if you're good, if you have good organic content in your profiles, then your close rate is actually going to go up. So if your close rate perhaps isn't where you want it to be, the amount of calls that you're having versus the amount of sales that you make, then obviously maybe organic could be like a thing for you to focus on. Okay. So as well, organic's free and it lowers your cost per acquisition, right? So we've generally found when we've ran, we actually create organic posts and we run them as paid ads. And if you've been attending some of my Wednesday sessions the last few weeks, I've been sharing with you how we run like kind of lead nurture ads. If you're in our group growth, if you've got access to the group growth ascension curriculum, you can have a look at how we do that. And we use any organic content that we produce and run what we call lead nurture ads to warm your leads up. Okay, so you can do that as well. So as I was saying at the start, you're running ads, you're planting seeds. You want to bring those leads into your world. Not all of them are going to enroll straight away. But if you can bring them in, get them into your Facebook group, get them to like your page, or they're just generally now in your warm ecosystem because they've already heard about you, they're going to start listening and following your organic content. So when it's the time for them to hire a tutor, you're as top of mind. Okay. So let's talk about like how often you need to post organically. So obviously the goal is to have quality and quantity. That would be the ideal world, right? Having great content and being able to do it every freaking day, right? However, we don't all have the time. I know I definitely don't have the time to be making new organic content every single day. Okay, so I'm going to run you through kind of what we're doing. And plus, I actually would never spend most of my day creating content organically. I actually think it's a waste of your time. Okay, you'd be better using that time to do the cold outbound strategy with organic. Okay, and then just rely on getting one good piece of content made per week. Okay, and then use all of the apps, like the AI apps that there are these days, to repurpose the content and turn one piece into multiple. Okay, now if you have got the time to do more than one, obviously great. Like last week I did 3 pieces. Okay, this week I've done none, and I'll be lucky if I get 1 in. And that was kind of why I budgeted for 3 last week, right? So I was going to even out based on my weeks. So aim for 1 really good piece of organic content per week, okay? As a minimum commitment to yourself. And if you can do more, fantastic. But if you use some of the apps that I'm about to show you today, that 1 piece of content can become multiple pieces, okay? So personally, what we're doing and how we're doing it, and what I think you should do as well, is pick 1 platform, right? So Facebook, Instagram, pick 1 platform that you're going to optimize your content for, okay? And optimize around that specifically, okay? For example, we're picking YouTube. So we're really trying to get all of our content on YouTube. Now, YouTube, we want to build watch time, right? So we want people to stay on the YouTube platform and we want to we want them to consume our videos for longer. So we're now focused on creating longer form organic content. Whereas if you're going to pick Facebook, okay, then it's probably like somewhere between like 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, maybe even 1 to 3 minutes of content's probably going to be a great start point. Okay, same with Instagram, about that kind of 1 minute, kind of to 3 minutes on Instagram is probably going to work better there. Okay, so think about what platform you're optimizing for as well. So if you look at my YouTube channel here, got it up on the screen. So if we go back, these content ones, so if I just scroll back like a while back. So this one, let's see how long it is. It's like 2 minutes, 43 seconds, right? So on that specific one, I was optimizing for like Facebook. So like that 1 to 5 minute range. But we really want to grow our YouTube channel. So if you look at the most recent ones, like this one, traditional school, this is 29 minutes, this specific one. So a lot longer. And so we're really looking for how long is this one? Oh, it's got an ad. So the reason why let's get rid of this Black Friday ad. 1 second. You want the 22 minutes, right? So I want people to consume us for longer on YouTube. So the reason why I'm showing this is based on where you're pushing the content, that's going to make a difference. And I would just own that channel on the length that you're going to produce. So Facebook, probably about 3 to 5 minutes. Optimize for that. Instagram, probably 1 to 2, maybe 1 to 3 minutes. And then YouTube, you can kind of really just produce much longer content and go way more in depth. And that way you can produce a lot of quality. Okay. So just bear that in mind. So let's talk about your profile optimization as well before we go through creating the type of content you need to create, right? So I was saying at the start, your profile with organic wants to be like a landing page. So if we load up, let's load up Facebook. So if I load up my personal Facebook page, I'm funneling people into the Facebook group this way. A lot of you guys should have this set up because we teach it in our course. So that way I'm funneling people into the Facebook group. And you can see all of the links there. Join the Facebook group, join the Facebook group. Okay. We have got our website on there as well, but the majority of the call to actions are join the Facebook group. Okay. If I was to go to my page, we're funneling the book there on that one. Okay. So I probably do need to replace the featured one. And the reason why I'm showing that is you generally just want one call to action. Okay. I'll tell you what you guys should be looking to do. Also, making sure that it's very clear. So when I say landing page, when someone lands on it, do you have a clear cover photo? Do you have a good profile picture? And then choosing one call to action across your profile, not many. So this was something I learned last month, right, at this event that where's the document gone? Here on my Instagram profile, you can get those links. I was using Linktree, right, where you can click the link and then it has a gazillion different freaking links in there. Like it watched on the YouTube, it said follow me on YouTube, opt in, buy the book, all of that type of stuff. And so it's really just making sure that you have one single call to action. Okay, so make sure it's clear what you do and then having one piece of clear action. So if I was you guys, here's what I would do based on where you guys are at with your businesses. Okay, it should probably just be your calendar. Okay, and getting people to book in a call. So on your Facebook profiles, everything should probably be most likely around all the links that you have. Book in a call with me to help your team boost their SAT score, just for example. Book in a call with me to help your team become fluent in Spanish, or whatever it is your signature tutoring offer is. Everything, just push it to get people to book in a call, make it really simple. So now it's like a landing page. It's like a funnel. You're just trying to generate more opportunity. Okay. Now, as I was saying, I actually saw a training last month where, like anything with less than 10,000 followers, for example, on Instagram should always just be your calendar, not even like a funnel page. So not even like a funnel page with a video on it, but actually just the direct link to your calendar, getting people to book in a call. Okay. If you do have a VSL, so if you've been through some of our trainings, the VSL is video sales letter, right? So if you've got a video sales letter page that's got your calendar on it as well, and it is already generating bookings, then you can absolutely use that as the link. I will put here, I'd probably duplicate the page in the calendar, right? So you could have a separate calendar for organic. Now, if you're using TutorBoss, because how else are you going to track your organic otherwise? So you could duplicate the calendar in TutorBoss, call it a slightly different name. And anytime you do organic posting or the link that goes on your profiles for your calendar, the calendar link that goes on any of your profiles, it's a different calendar to the one that you use for your ads. That way, it's very clear for you to understand how well perhaps your organic advertising is doing. Okay. So just bear that in mind. Try and segment everything out for tracking purposes. Okay. So there's a little bit of information on the profile optimization. Let's start to get into the juice of this, which is creating the content, because I got a ton of content stuff here that we're going to go on. This is going to take a while. So let's jump in. Now, so in terms of content goals, if you think about it, I did a training for this in our impact curriculum, very similar. So I really wanted to come and do it here so everyone could get access to it. So the goal with the content is to move the audience along a path. So if you think about someone's never heard of you before, they're cold prospect, how do we get them to become a sale? They need to see different pieces of information, different pieces of content that takes them closer to making a purchase decision, right? So to do that, you need to layer your content to speak to the different pains, emotions, desires of your audience. Remember, someone who's just seen you, they might not be problem aware, right? Meaning they know that their kid's got a problem or their teen's got a problem. If it's them as the learner, that they've got a problem. If they've got a problem, they might not be solution aware, meaning they might not know that a tutor is the answer to help them improve their grades, right? They might not know what that is yet. So you have to educate prospects all the way along the path. So eventually, they've seen enough of you that when they're really warm and hot, that's when you're extending offers to come and work with you. Okay. So the content you produce wants to be valuable, to be used at the organic level so you can build trust. So I'll give you some insights on what we're doing with these videos on our YouTube stuff in a minute. It's really changed how we're producing the organic content as well. Okay. So depending where your audience is as well, like I said, you need to create a tipping point for them to think, I need to invest. So we're going to create some buckets. So the buckets that they're moving through are cold, meaning they're unaware of you. They've never seen you before. It's the first time. Warm, they're aware of you. Maybe they've clicked on an ad. Maybe they're in your Facebook group. Maybe they're in your email list. Hot is when we're extending offers, meaning perhaps they've already booked in a call with you, right? Maybe you've had a call with them and they didn't enroll. Or maybe they've got a call coming up, like I was saying, or maybe, they've been following you for a while. They've moved through all of those buckets. And so they've seen a lot of your content. Now they're hot, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to produce content for each of those buckets. I'm going to show you how to map all of that out. And then you're going to be able to use this content across all of your profiles, your socials. You can even use paid advertising with it as well. And I'll show you kind of how we do that. So I will say this, I did a training here. So if you go back to January, this is nearly a year ago now. Here, the January creating video ad angles. I shared how you could use the TikTok platform to find competitor angles and hooks that were working well. So if you use TikTok's generally the best for this. You could look on YouTube, of course, but the goal would be look for like influencers in your space. Or if you're using TikTok, let's have a little go now. All right. So if I was to type in like reading tutor or reading tutoring, you would have to do some keyword research, right? And now what I can do, I can look for like, who are the influencers? I'd really want to go and have a look at like, who are the influencers on there? And so I'm not going to know that off the top of my head. I might even put that into ChatGPT, right? Or I might put reading tips. Like, here's some other searches on the side. Look, okay. Reading tips for kindergarten students. So it's already given me some ideas. So you're going to want to do some research on what are kind of the keywords for yours. And then on here, you'd be looking for things like the amount of video views. Like this had 24,000 video views. You'd be looking at things like shares, comments, stuff that's really popped and that's done well. Okay. So again, you could use ChatGPT and said, who are the best influencers or English tutor or guitar teacher influencers or whatever to follow on TikTok? Look at their content that they're producing and look out for shares, views, likes, comments, and make sure that, that you can select on TikTok, actually the top ones, right? I think you can select, top. So it automatically just shows me the top stuff, right? So I know what's performing best. And that way I can look at it, I can watch it, and then I can see what are they using? What's the idea? And write all of these ideas down, okay, in a Google Sheet. What's the title, right? Because that's obviously proven to work. Okay, it's generated a lot of these. So I want to model that. I also want to look at the hook, meaning what are they using in their videos and model that. So to start it off, to get people to keep watching. And then the last piece is going to be my own stuff, the stuff that I actually teach, right? The actionable idea in the video. So you're looking at these two models. This is another great way to come up with a ton of content. But I do have a training on that here. You can go in more depth. Okay. All right. So let's just talk about like the milestone mapping. So the first bucket is cold. So this is people who have never heard of you before. Now, this is really like the steps that you teach on, like your unique learning method steps. Okay. The core problems that stand in the way of students going from where they are, their current situation, to their desired situation, results that they want. Okay. These are really just the 5 core pillars that you teach in your learning method. Okay, so it might be revision strategies, it might be mindset, it might be self-assessment, that type of stuff. Okay, you don't even need to use your entire unique learning method. What are like the 3 main things that you teach on milestones that you walk your students through. Okay. So exam strategies, exam techniques, like what do you do? And we walked you through this anyway when you created your signature tutoring offer. Okay. So just for example, it might be effective study skills, essay writing, exam speed. And so what I want you to do here is make a copy of this document. I will post this document, by the way, at the end. You can make a copy of this organic content layering planner. And I've separated on the bottom here for you. If you look at the bottom of the sheet, look, bucket 1 is cold, bucket 2 is warm here, and bucket 3 is the offer. Okay. We'll focus more on bucket 1 today because this is the type of content you're going to be pushing on your profiles. Okay. So what is pillar 1 in your unique learning method? All right. So what's pillar 2? Put that there and then come up with 10 titles that you can talk about for each of the, and if you don't know what that is yet and what those titles are, I'm going to show you how to create those titles, but try and list like 10 different titles or even 15, push yourself a little bit for each of the content pillars. So this is how I did mine. We go here. Okay, cool. So we came up with 3 pillars. Bucket 1 was positioning. Okay. So we had like, that's our signature tutoring offer, right? Creating a great offer. Okay. So we had position as bucket 1. Bucket 2 was all about student enrollment, so acquisition, advertising. Then bucket 3 was about delivering to groups. I came up with a ton of titles in each of those 3. Okay. And then I did my warm bucket and then I got my hot bucket kind of mixed in there as well. Okay. Hot bucket's your ads, to be honest. So what I would do, decide on your core content pillars and then how you create them. I would look at how to style content within each of the core pillars. So for example, let me use this. Where's that document gone? Let's say, for example, my content pillar 1, the first thing I teach my students is, I'm going to give you a prompt as well, locating knowledge gaps, right? That's the first thing we do. And the reason why I do that with my students first is because once I can locate their knowledge gap, okay, I know what to focus on. I know how to build them a plan. So I might create a how to improve your team's SAT score with 1. Simple test, right? And so that's because maybe what I do with my students at the start is I do an assessment, which is going to ultimately give me everything I need to know on how they can improve their SAT score. Okay. Obviously, that's just an example. So come up with as many content things as you can. Now, what we also do is a little bit more advanced is when we're producing our organic content, we create what's called a seed statement. So throughout your content, you always want to be talking about what it is you do. So this was just an example of what I might say. Hey, and by the way, if this sounds great, like we actually help teachers launch and grow an online tutoring business. So you might have something like this. And by the way, what we actually do is we help students insert your signature tutoring offer. Or the reason why I know this and the reason why I've been able to help so many students is achieve a better SAT score is that we actually help students boost their SAT score in just 12 weeks. Okay, so that they can get into their dream college. And so you want to be creating a seed statement to go out your videos if you can and weave that in there. Because then when someone's watching your organic content, they're, of course, at that point, this person can help me if they're enjoying the content and the content's resonating. Okay. So then what you do, you film your videos, okay, for the cold bucket. Okay. So you go through here and you create a video. We'll talk about video creation and filming and stuff later in here, but you then create a video file just there. Yeah. So you just film it on your phone or on Loom or whatever, if you've got a DSLR camera. Okay. Now, again, the timing matters on what platform that you're using, as I was saying. So if it's YouTube, I would push for a lot longer. And if it's Facebook, it's probably 3 to 5 minutes. If it's Instagram, probably the 1 to 2 minutes. Okay. And then, as I was saying, add your seed statement in there and then probably look to finish with a soft call to action. Okay. Hey, go and download the guide or download the book or book a call. So remember what I said at the start? Keep one call to action. For the most part, for you guys, it will be book a call. Okay. So I would be looking to do that. Now you can create a Google Drive folder as well and add these raw files in there. So the raw file is just the file that you take off of your phone. Yeah. So if you look at my YouTube channel, all the previous ones that I was doing, they were all like, if you look down here, all just on the mobile phone, right? Like, so just recorded them on my mobile phone.
But need to work with assess them at the beginning.
Okay, that one might not be on a mobile phone, but most of them are on the mobile phone, just like this. Or if you're using a camera, upload it to the Google Drive. And so what I do with, let me just show you what we got here. So this is our new process that we've got. So we've got our YouTube here. Video 1, I upload it. What happens is I upload the main videos. I upload a hook separately. You can see it's just got nothing there. And then I give it to Neil, who's our video editor. Once I insert this in the sheet, so the raw file, Neil then knows he has the file as soon as he sees a link is in there. And then he creates his edit and puts it there once it's done. Okay. And then Neil adds it in, creates the thumbnails, puts the script, like the transcript for it, that type of thing. Okay. So you can do that there and just call the folders in your Google Drive, pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3, so you can keep organized. Yep. So bucket 2, I won't go into as much depth on this because I want to show you some how to create the content. But bucket 2, what this is warm. So it's aware. You're doing the same thing. So you've got the sheet at the bottom. For bucket 2, this type of training we actually did. If you've seen my retarget training, I believe, if you're inside of our Group Growth Ascension program, I got a full training on retargeting, creating retarget ads. It's this one, yeah. I go into depth around creating these videos. But what you're looking at here, the retarget, this content is people who've engaged with a post, they're following on social media, maybe they became a lead but booked a call, maybe it's to warm your leads up before a call, maybe they visit your website, that type of stuff. So this type of thing, you want to be covering things like your origin story. I might have touched on this in a previous monthly value bomb as well, actually. Okay. Origin story, your unique views on education, philosophy about educational life, that type of stuff, proof-based content, case studies, testimonials, right? So this is really just educating. Cold bucket is educating, providing value. Warm, you're moving them through, talking about you, how you know what you know, why you do what you do. Okay. So what I would recommend you do, it was this one, March 2024. That was around creating the warm bucket content. Okay. So if you go and watch March's monthly value bomb session, that covers the actual ins and outs of the warm bucket stuff. So I won't go into that too much here because I've done it in a previous training. But bucket 3, this is really just your paid ads. Yeah. But also you might be creating objections. So what I would love for you to do as well is when you list down your bucket 3, the offer the offer part of when you extend offer, meaning, hey, do you want to book in a call with me? Right. So half of that is some of that is just your video ads that you're using for Facebook ads already. Okay. That's a direct offer. If you've been watching if those of you who've got access to our shortcut funnel, that's an offer video that you could be sending to people, right? Objection videos. So think about all of the objections that you get on a potential sales call with parents and students, and then create a list of objections and create content around that. What to do. So what could be an objection? What to do if your teen can't find the time to study, that type of stuff. What to do if you're a busy mom and can't help your teen with preparing for their exams or whatever it is, or can't read with your kid at night. People might not have the time. An objection might be they don't believe in their teen, or it might be a financial objection. Okay. So what are all the objections, and create videos around that, addressing that. Okay. So answer basically the questions that prevent people from buying. Okay. So create 3 big objection videos and then big benefit. What are they gaining? Okay, you can see I've got a script here on this. You can have a look at that I'm using for this. Okay, so I'm just going to come into this. I'm going to show you how to actually create the content, because again, I got some other stuff that I want to walk you through and how to actually script the content out. So I've got some prompts here. So what you would need to do is literally just fill the prompt out using the knowledge you now have of my tutoring offer. Paste in your signature tutoring offer there, and ideal avatar name. I want you to create, please create specific emotive engaging content topics. Each of the pillars in my learning method I can use to create value-driven content and belief-shifting organic content to educate my audience with written social media posts. Okay. Then we grab some content here from AI and let's put this in. Okay. All right. So let me use, and let's just quickly do a prompt and let's see what we can get it to produce for us whilst we're on here. Okay. So just show what I'm doing. And how to use targeted practice to. All right. So I'm not going to do it all. I'm just going to do this one, this top bit here. Let me just grab the unique learning method. This is just an example from me. And all right. So here we go. So I put that in there. You can put a problem-based solution, and the problem-based solution topic might be 3 reasons why 9th grade students fail to get a great SAT score. All right. So I'm just going to do the half. Let's see that. I'm going to take the prompt, stick this into the AI, and let's see what it comes up with. Perfect. Now I've got a ton of contents. Look, oh, it's doing it for all of them. I only said for, I just doing it for all of it. Great, right? So now I can take these, I can put them into a Google document, and I can now add them into the cold bucket content here. Yeah. So I can add them in there. I've got problem solution questions. I've got how-tos. And so there's my content. Right now I can start filming and creating video content on this. Okay. So let me just take all of that out so it's nice and blank for you guys. All right. So there you go. So there's a way to just use AI to just come up with content for you. Now, what you could also do is I could now create the video script. Okay, I can now create the video script for it. So I could go and pick one of those content titles. Let's pick one. Here's a good one. Let's just pick that at random. Yeah, I'll put that in there. Insert the content title. There. I'm now going to put that here. Take that, add it in, and now let's get the script. Okay. Now you're going to use these scripts always with a pinch of salt. I'm going to give you some better framework in a second on creating the, whoops, there was an error. Let's regenerate it. On actually scripting out the framework for it. Let's let Mr. ChatGPT do his thing. Cool. And then you've got an example kind of script that you could potentially use, right? So this is obviously level 1 type of content, like for those of you who just got no idea, right? And this is really alien. And I wouldn't never, by the way, be scripting it word for word. I'd use it as a framework to help me think about what I might talk about during the video. Okay. So let's talk about how you actually do script your content to make it stand out. So this is something that I started working with someone specifically to improve our YouTube channel, right? And so back over here, what he started doing with me, over on here, this is where we mapped out. Okay. We looked for proven content. Okay. So when I was saying he went and researched proven kind of content that had already worked online. Okay. And we then modeled that and just obviously transitioned it for our demographic. Okay. So this, for example, was starting and launching a business. Okay. So we transitioned it from starting as a teacher to launching an online tutoring business. Basically the same thing. It's already a proven concept, right? Then we looked at the hooks that he was using and things like that. And then we modeled the hook. Okay. So we then created a hook here. to model, because the hook is the most important part of the video. So the hook is like what's in the first kind of 5 seconds, your 30 seconds, right? It's what gets people to want to actually watch. If the hook sucks, they're not going to consume your content anyway. So the things that you should be focusing on the most is exactly what's happening in that initial part of the video, okay, to hook people in to start watching it. So what I've done, so if you think about the hook here, we'll create an example one. We can actually have a look at the ChatGPT one, because actually the hook wasn't too bad, right? So the hook is spiking interest. It wants to call out your ideal prospect, because we don't want everyone to watch the video, just your ideal students, right? Now I've got some examples of hooks here. I think we used this in September. If you saw training for me in September, there's kind of 4 different hooks that I like to use. A huge opportunity would be more for a paid ad, right? So for this, you're probably using one of these 3 hooks, okay? So a curiosity hook. Look, parents want to know the key elements preventing students from achieving a grade 9 in GCSE maths. So if we put that here and we use the example that we had, where's it gone? Oh, let me hit refresh. So if we look at the hooklet it's got on this ChatGPT, if your child just crushed the SAT math section, what's next? Did you know? So if I was going to do a problem-based hook on that, leave from SAT math to mushroom text. Cool. I might come up with a hook around the lines of, want to know what stops most high school students making the transition from high SAT math to college level courses. The gap's bigger than most parents and students realize, but did you know? So something along those lines, but now that's the secondary hook, which is giving more content on the initial hook and gets them to keep watching. So for example, but did you know there's one simple thing that you can do to fix that? And in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. Okay. So you're looking at a hook and then a secondary hook to give more context or on what you're about to cover inside of the video. Okay. So that's what you're kind of looking for. Let's have a look on TikTok and let's see if we can break down together what someone here is saying. I don't actually have a TikTok account.
It's Teacher Tasha, and I'm going to talk to you about the second way to help 3rd graders with reading.
So kind of a bit of curiosity, right? The second way to help 3rd graders with reading, that's kind of just the hook. Here's how to help your 3rd grade teen or child, with their reading.
Hello, everybody. So let me teach you how to answer questions from the Key Stage 2 SATs, reading comprehension.
Teacher Tasha, hi. Now, we're going to be talking about some reading strategies to help students in grades 3 and up. And the main reading strategy I'm going to be talking about is the real reading strategy.
So the main strategy that I'm going to be talking about, so we're going to be talking about some strategies to help 3rd grade child and up improve their reading. But the real strategy, the main strategy we're going to be talking about, so that's the secondary hook, right? It's giving context. I'm curious, what are these strategies? So it's okay, that one, but it has got a hook, right? It is, if I'm that parent, I am interested to learn out what this strategy is, right? And then the rest of the content. So here's the really important thing, okay, with your organic. The goal with organic is to give real value and go in depth. Aim to keep it concise and give clear actionable steps. Obviously, if you're using 1 to 2 minute and 3 to 5 minute clips, if you're using Facebook or Instagram. Obviously, what I did with my YouTube, the reason why I wanted to do YouTube is I wanted to go long in depth, and I wanted to do longer videos. It gave me more opportunity, right, to take time to explain it all. So I'll show you what I've done there. And so you do want to make sure, will not perform, that should say. Because if you think about organic, you put people in on the video. Now you've actually got to give them what you told them you're going to talk about. What I did before with this, and I don't think our organic performed as well as what we would have liked it to, is, with this, we just it was kind of just I was teaching the what, not the how. Whereas in paid ads and stuff like that, you kind of want to talk about like the what, not the how. But with the organic, the key goal is to really just give it all away, right? So it's about actually giving them all of the information. Don't hide it behind like, hey, if you want to learn, if you want to get the real answers, or if you want to learn how to do it, download the ebook or book in the call and I'll tell you on the call. Actually give it all away. And then you can use your, hey, if this was good, you want to take things to the next level. Hey, this sounds like it would help your teen or child or whatever. You can book a call in with me. So you give it all away first. Okay. In the organic, you actually deliver. So there's the 3 parts to all of the, once you've got your content in here, this is what you want it to be doing. Spend a lot of time strategizing the hook, creating a secondary hook, just giving more context. Have a look at the competition, what they're doing. More content on the initial hook that keeps them wanting to watch for more, and then actually deliver. Go to town and teach. Okay. So if you see here in some of my latest videos, and you can just go and obviously have a look at them. But what I've actually done, I think
The way to get a professional business number on your webpage, take this without allowing one
providing value one-on-one. Okay. Let's take a new pair. So I can, or this one I didn't, but there's some of the most recent ones. I'm trying to find one for you guys. Probably this one. In this stats review. Yeah, I'm actually mapping it all out on my iPad, right? And teaching. So think about how you can go to town and teach as well and actually share stuff. So I think this one I'm using like a Google document, just like we're doing for this video. What you got on this? And I'm actually teaching, right? I'm giving away the farm, in the video, like everything. Okay. Then here's the cool bit. So if you look on the YouTube, so once you've got these pieces of content mapped out, so you've put them in you filmed them all. Now you're going to turn them into to other forms of content. So the reason why I've done YouTube again is because it's longer form. But now what we're doing is we are using an app called Opus Clip. Now, some of you guys might have heard of it. It's an AI tool. So you can click the link on this after I drop the document. And you can go here. It's free. You can just upload it. So you can upload so let's have a look. Let's grab one of my videos from the Google Drive. It's a YouTube link. I don't know if a Google Drive link will work, but let's have a look. Okay, cool. It has got it. Clip anything, you obviously have to pay. Obviously, it has got a paid service. But what you can do here is clip basic, and you can choose like the clip length now. So now I can and it will search. So if I've done a YouTube video, but now I want to optimize it for Instagram, let's say, so I'm looking at maybe like a 1 to 3 minute clip, or the Facebook one, 3 to 5 minute, I can choose that. I'm not going to do it because it will waste my credits on here. But now it's going to clip it and it's actually going to search for it. It's not just going to clip some random stuff. It's going to clip it so it makes sense. So it's actually actionable. And so here's an example of how we did this. So you can actually repurpose it, right? So where's our shorts section? Okay, shorts. So Ollie's been uploading some of these. So we used the app for this.
An expert at teaching. Or another question, where is there more demand? Okay, so where is there more demand? Which students want to learn this?
So it clips in, it puts the captions on, everything like that. So I can now use this across with the shorts. I could do a 15-second one, remember, and I could use it for stories on Facebook. So now I've got a ton of content just from one video piece that I used. Okay, so that app I'll just share with you guys again. It's called Opus Clip. Just type in Opus into thingy. It's probably worth paying for I don't know what we pay. I think we might have a paid account now. I'm not sure. Ollie's got the logins. So you can use that to repurpose. So the main bit I want you guys to take from this is to go up and create the cold bucket creation. That's the main bit where you're going to be creating all of your organic content. and putting it on and creating video content around it to get it on your profiles, educate your audience. The warm bucket, we have trainings on it on how to do it. You can watch that there. And then the offer type of stuff is just your paid ads, like, to be honest. Okay. So the main bit for you guys to take away from this, go and get this sheet updated and populated with all the content you're going to start producing, your cold bucket around your learning pillars. Also think about objections as well. Also researching what your competition is doing or potential influencers to model. Remember, the key to model is proven ideas. So stuff that's got a lot of shares, a lot of likes, comments, and then looking at how they lead and open their videos with their hooks, right? To get people to keep watching. You can model that, but then the actionable teaching idea of what you over deliver upon is your stuff. So you're just modeling the first two things, the idea, so the title of the video. And it doesn't even have to be like the same. You saw what I did with this example here. It was a different demographic, right? But we took the how to go to start to finish in 5 steps type of thing with starting a business. We took the idea, but it could even be for a different subject or a different tutoring niche or something like that. You take it and you model it for your tutoring niche if you find a competition doing that. Okay. If you find anyone kind of on TikTok type of thing who's doing some sort of tutoring stuff, model it for your own teaching niche. Then look at how they're starting their videos, first 30 seconds, model that, and then the teaching content is all you. Remember what we said about the organic? Give everything away, like in the video. Make it valuable as hell. Actually teach, so they're going to be able to action some items in there. And then at the end, always just use one CTA, so one call to action across all of your profiles organically. And for the most part for you guys, it's just going to be to get them to book a call. Okay. So that was really it. And then obviously you can use Opus. I'm going to get the share link for this document. You can use Opus clips to then clip up your videos, add the captions on and stuff like that with Opus clips. And then the Excel sheet for this is in this document, Aquila. Okay. Add it to Opus clips and then repurpose on your profiles. Jeff, there wasn't any, just going through some of the questions there now. Let's stick around and see if there's anything in there. The example of objection videos, like I said, the objection videos is what your prospects are saying to you. What are your own students' objections? Okay. So that needs to come from you. You could even ask ChatGPT and say, like, what, if you don't know, what would be like the 5 objections of why parents wouldn't sign up? So you could do that. Okay, cool. I think that's all the questions I can see in there. Perfect. All right. So I hope that was useful for you guys. So stick to one solid, good piece of content per week and then republish it and post it across most of your channels and get all those, work on the hook and let's get to work. All right, guys, have a good one.